Dear listeners, welcome back to our enchanting tale about Oliver the Time Traveler. In last episode, Oliver has been transported into an air balloon and met two other peculiar men who are trying to travel around the world in 80 days. Let us quickly proceed, so we won't miss a thing. As the night passes, the darkness gradually gives way to the soft hues of dawn. The first light of morning begins to paint the sky with shades of pink and orange, signaling the arrival of a new day. Oliver and the two men, having rested during the night, are now awake once more and are amazed to see an ocean stretching out below them. The air balloon drifts gracefully above the vast ocean, and in the distance, land comes into view. The sight of solid ground after a night of traversing the celestial expanse fills them with a renewed sense of excitement and anticipation. As they draw nearer to the coastline, the scent of salt water permeates the air, and the rhythmic sound of waves breaking against the shore is carried up to them. The ocean stretches out endlessly before them, its boundless blue waters reflecting the morning sun's golden rays. Oliver marvels at the beauty of the seascape below. The gentle caress of the ocean breeze brushes against their faces, invigorating their spirits. The vastness of the ocean fills them with a sense of awe, a reminder of the untamed wonders that lie beyond the reaches of the land. Landmarks begin to come into view as they approach the coastline. Towering cliffs rise majestically from the water, adorned with lush greenery, and sandy beaches stretch out like welcoming arms, inviting them to touch solid ground once more. Phineas deftly guides the air balloon toward a safe landing spot on the shore. As the balloon descends gracefully, Oliver and the men prepare to step out onto the land they have journeyed so far to reach. With a gentle touchdown, the air balloon finally comes to rest on the sandy beach. Oliver's feet touch the ground, and he feels a sense of exhilaration and accomplishment wash over him. They have traveled through the skies and witnessed wonders beyond imagination. As they step out of the air balloon's basket and onto the solid ground, the men extend their hand towards each other with a smile. Oliver, feeling a deep sense of camaraderie with the two men, reaches out eagerly and clasps his hand in return, and they all start laughing. As they stand on the shore, the rising sun casts a golden glow upon them, bathing them in warmth and light. Phineas says, "Oliver, we are in a rush, and must hurry in our race against time. I wish you loads of luck on your journey. Like I said, we must hurry because we do have a train to catch to London." Before Oliver can respond, a sudden and inexplicable sensation surrounds him. He is enveloped in a shimmering light, as if time itself is reaching out to claim him. The air around him crackles with energy, and the world blurs and shifts before his eyes. When the bright light fades again, Oliver realizes that he is no longer together with Phineas and Xian. Dazed and bewildered, Oliver takes in his new surroundings. Oliver finds himself in a room with walls of stone, and as he turns around he notices a man, clad in attire that seems to belong to a different era. The man is busy climbing into a big wooden case with piles of books on the ground next to the case. As Oliver observes the man climbing the bookcase, the man turns his head towards him and places a finger to his lips, signaling for Oliver to be silent. In a hushed tone, he introduces himself, "I am Hugo. You must remain quiet and keep my presence a secret." The very air seems to hum with an air of mystery and urgency. Before closing the lid of the wooden case with a soft thump, the man glances down at Oliver, and he reveals with a whisper his plan to escape in the bookcase to Gorkum. Then again he brings his finger to his mouth and makes the sign to stay silent. Oliver can't help but wonder and realizing that he has to stay quiet. As Oliver stands between the piles of books in the room, he can't help but feel a mixture of wonder and bewilderment. His eyes dart from one book to another, unsure where to begin. The titles are written in languages he doesn't recognize, and the faded leather covers hint at the passage of time. As Oliver stands in the room, holding one of the books in his hands, his senses suddenly become heightened. He becomes aware of a faint noise, like the turning of a key in a lock. His heart skips a beat as he glances towards the door, a feeling of apprehension washing over him. In that moment, the door slowly creaks open, revealing three figures entering the room. They walk with an air of purpose, their footsteps echoing in the ancient chamber. Oliver's mind races with questions. The dim light in the room casts shadows across their faces, making it difficult for Oliver to discern their features. His grip tightens on the book as he wonders what to do. With an air of authority, one of the men turns to Oliver and asks, "Is the bookcase filled and ready for change?" Feeling a mix of fear and curiosity, Oliver can only manage a nod in response. He dare not utter a word, not knowing who these men are or what their intentions might be. Instead, he remains silent, hoping that his body language will suffice as an answer. Two of the three men are carrying another big wooden case and put it on the floor next to the other case. The two men nod at each other and start lifting the bookcase with Hugo in it to take it away. As the men work in tandem, their murmurs blend with sounds of exertion. "Careful now," one of them grunts, his breath heavy with the effort. This bookcase is heavier than it looks. Step by step, the men make their way, Oliver's heart pounding in when looking at their progress. The weight of the bookcase seems to mirror the weight of the secrets it holds, and Oliver realizes that he is witnessing a pivotal moment in the unfolding mysteries of the room. As the men's murmurs and complaints echo and fade through the hall, Oliver remains silent, his breath held in a mix of trepidation and anticipation. In an instant, as if guided by an unseen hand, Oliver's world is engulfed by a mesmerizing cascade of light. Colors swirl and dance around him, blurring the lines between reality and the ethereal. His senses tingle with an otherworldly energy, and he feels as if he's being gently lifted into the air. The warmth of the sun embraces him, its golden rays painting the surroundings in hues of vibrant life. Before him, the library stands bathed in sunlight, its grand facade as a beacon of knowledge. Oliver blinks in awe, his heart still racing from the whirlwind of the journey he's just experienced. He takes a deep breath, the air crisp and invigorating. It's as if he's been granted a second chance, again returned to the very point from which his incredible odyssey began. As he gazes at the library, a sense of wonder and gratitude washes over him. The two men and the soaring balloon all seem like distant echoes now. A sense of realization washes over Oliver as he looks down at his hands, his fingers slightly curled around a book. His heart skips a beat. It's the book, the very same book he had impulsively plucked from the pile next to the bookcase where the man named Hugo crept in. A daring escape in a bookcase to Gorkum, what was that all about? Oliver's mind whirls with a mixture of astonishment and curiosity. How could this relic from his time-traveling encounter have stayed all the way in his hands, all the way to this sunlit street in empty Hollowbrook? Taking a step forward, Oliver approaches the library's entrance. He traces his fingers along the ancient stone, feeling a profound connection to the tales that lie within. The door stands open, inviting him to continue his own narrative, to seek answers and embark on further journeys, whether through the pages of a book or the corridors of his imagination. With a smile playing on his lips, Oliver crosses the threshold. The library's interior welcomes him with open arms, its shelves lined with untold stories and infinite possibilities. As he walks through the hallowed aisles, he carries the memories of his time-traveling escapade like a cherished treasure, a reminder that even in the ordinary, the extraordinary is always just a whisper away. As Oliver lingers inside the Hollowbrook Library, a subtle shift in the atmosphere catches his attention. The once brilliant sun, which had bathed the streets in a warm embrace, now begins to wane, its radiance dimming as clouds gather on the horizon. The sky takes on a somber hue, and a cool breeze carries with it a hint of dampness. In the blink of an eye, the gentle transition takes a more dramatic turn. The sun's radiant farewell is replaced by the arrival of darkened clouds that loom ominously overhead. The first drops of rain descend, pattering lightly against the cobblestone streets before intensifying into a rhythmic cadence. Oliver watches as the scene transforms before him. The air, once serene, now crackles with energy as the storm gathers strength. The wind whips through the trees, causing leaves to flutter and dance in a frenzied ballet. With each passing moment, the rain becomes more insistent, casting a veil of mist over the town. Oliver's heart quickens as he realizes that the weather is taking an unpredictable turn. The storm's approach is swift and unrelenting, and he understands the need to seek shelter. In a decisive move, Oliver turns on his heel and hastens down the familiar streets. His footsteps echo against the wet pavement as he navigates the town's winding pathways. His destination is clear, the inn that has provided refuge during the days before. The inn's welcoming silhouette comes into view just as the rain intensifies into a steady downpour. Oliver quickens his pace, his determination fueled by the promise of warmth and shelter within its walls. The wind tugs at his clothes, and his senses are filled with the scent of rain-soaked earth and the distant rumble of thunder. Stepping across the threshold of the inn, Oliver leaves behind the relentless storm that rages outside. The silence within is a stark contrast to the tempest he has just braved, and the air carries a stillness that is both eerie and comforting. Oliver's gaze is drawn to the fireplace, its dormant hearth a promise of warmth and refuge. The absence of other souls in the inn gives him an odd sense of solitude, yet the flickering memory of past gatherings lingers in the air, as if the spirits of merriment and camaraderie still whisper in the corners. With a determined spirit, Oliver sets about the task of kindling a fire. His hands work methodically, gathering a small pile of dry wood and arranging it with care. Oliver uses the flint that lies next to the fireplace, and a spark ignites, casting a fragile glow in the dimness of the room. With a sense of purpose, Oliver carefully arranges his damp clothes near the hearth, using the fire's embrace as a makeshift dryer. The heat begins to work its magic, coaxing the moisture from the fabric and turning it into tendrils of steam that rise and dissipate into the air. The sound of rain pelting against the windows is a constant reminder of the elements outside, but within the inn, Oliver has carved out a pocket of comfort and solace. The fire becomes his sole companion, its dancing flames a mesmerizing display that draws him into a state of contemplation. As his clothes slowly dry and the fire's warmth seeps into his bones, Oliver's thoughts drift to the journey he's undertaken. In this quiet moment, he finds himself reflecting on the mysteries he's encountered and the secrets that seem to weave through the fabric of time itself. As the fire continues to crackle and his clothes become wearable once more, Oliver feels a sense of renewal. The storm outside may be unrelenting, but within the inn's walls, he has found a sanctuary, a place where the ancient dance of fire and hearth offers not only physical comfort, but also a moment of respite for his weary soul. Dear listeners, Oliver finds himself once again in the comforting embrace of the inn's walls, warmed by the crackling fire that dances in the hearth. The flickering flames cast a gentle glow, casting shadows that seem to dance along with the tales of time that he has experienced throughout his journey. If you've enjoyed this adventure so far, Oliver kindly invites you to like and subscribe, helping spread the word of his journey through the realms of history and mystery. With the fire's warmth and the promise of more tales to come, Oliver settles in for a restful night, eager to greet the dawn with renewed curiosity and an open heart. Until we meet again, may your dreams be as rich and intriguing as the stories that have unfolded in this enchanting journey. Thank you for listening. Till the next one.